This is a HeadGum podcast.
Well, this week on the program, it's a film that has more kicks to the nuts than Jackass Forever. It's Three Ninjas. I'm Beer Belly.
God. Short shit.
Three Eric Siskas.
Weasel.
And we hate movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. We're talking about Three Ninjas from 1992, directed, surprising to me, by John Turteltaub.
Ooh, you got a Turteltaub there.
Ooh, a little
Nice.
bit of a Turteltaub, early Turteltaub here.
Was this one of his first then, eh?
Yeah, Turteltaub Begins, I think.
Nice. And then, I mean, there's a lot of promise in this film, so I see why
Oh, yeah.
he was recruited by the bigger leagues.
I mean,
you know?
he knows all the major benchmarks of childhood pizza crime specifically.
Yes. Mhm.
Diarrhea cups, of
Uh-huh.
course, major
Sure.
thing you need to know. Martial arts that you don't really have to know, just for like, you could just cut around it, just swing your arms and legs a lot. That'll do it. And, I guess hijinks in general. Oh, also,
Definitely.
a crime syndicate. Of course, a crime syndicate.
Of course,
always there.
vague crime, vague drugs trade, crime trade. This case, arms trade. But I just noticed he also directed his first one, Think Big, from 1989, which is a stay tuned starring the Barbarian Brothers and
Oh,
one
yeah.
John Carradine and Martin Mull. My God, I love that movie in a bad way.
I've never finished a Barbarian Brothers movie. It's like always. I think I always start
They're tough.
too late. Yes, they're a tough ride, a tough hang.
Yeah, they're big dudes. They're tough.
Yeah. Muscle bound, you might say.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
what is this movie he did after that, though? But right before this, 1991's Driving Me Crazy with Billy D. Williams and some fucking German guy.
Sign me up.
I'll be
please.
there. I'll be
Dude,
there in just a little time.
Look at this shit. Billy D. Williams, Dom DeLuise, this
What?
guy,
Morton
Thomas Gottschalk,
and Morton Downey Jr. and George Kennedy and James Tolkien,
Milton Berle, Richard
Eric-
Mall.
Tiny
Eric-
Lister.
Eric is about to leave the podcast to go watch this
Oh,
movie.
I'm absolutely leaving the podcast.
Oh,
Dude,
wow. An eccentric East German inventor and defector travels to Los Angeles.
Oh,
Look
yes.
out.
Oh, yes.
You know what? Auteur. I'll say it. I mean, following up Three Ninjas with cool runnings, my God, this guy is on fire.
Have you taken a trip to the museum at night, Eric? Have you had a night at the museum?
Real quick.
Not yet.
Speaking of cool runnings, but I was at a Nick game a couple weeks ago, and both they do Celebrity Row, and like they show
Right.
when they do Celebrity Row, they'll always show a clip of whatever they're going to be doing,
Mhm.
and it's a clip from Cool Runnings, and it's Leon and Dougie Doug talking. I'm like, ooh, probably get some Dougie Doug here. They were there and they were together, both Leon and Dougie Doug. I was.
Ooh.
Wow.
The crowd went fucking crazy.
I bet they
bet.
went fucking apeshit. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
They're hanging out, having a good time, They were probably talking about Turteltaub.
Oh,
Did-
of course.
Did anybody
What
ask?
else?
Did anybody ask Leon about Above the Rim, or
No,
not so much?
not
Probably
yet.
not.
No.
Okay, damn.
Kevin, what were you saying John Turteltaub did? Because I think you meant National Treasure.
Oh, is he
What were you
National
asking?
Treasure?
What
I
were
thought
you
he-
asking Eric if he saw
You were saying night at the museum.
Night at the museum.
Oh,
Is that
maybe
him?
as
I
like
thought
a
that was him.
I guess it's
producer or
not,
something.
but-
But no, he did.
Who did
he
Night
did,
at the
uh,
museum?
Who did night at the museum, Chris?
Yeah. Yes, that's what I would like to know.
You know what? Before we get even further off the rails, I want to hit play really quickly.
Sean Levy.
Coming soon to theaters.
Yeah, it's the VHS trailer
Oh,
game.
yeah.
America's favorite game about obsolete materials. I am your game master, and these are my clues. We've got a shortish one here,
High clues.
but I did want to keep to my New Year's resolution
Oh,
and stop going to the gym. No, incorrect. And do a VHS trailer game at least once a month. We had one in January. We're going to have one in February. And you know what? We're going to have one in March and then April as well.
Look
So
at
how
your
do you like
shit.
that
You're
shit?
batting 1,000.
Exactly. So let me just pull up the rankings here. The Rancor.
Well, you don't have to do that. I don't know if you have to do this.
I mean, it's Chris.
I love this whole let's embarrass me every time we do this game.
I mean, you want to keep everyone knowing what's going on.
yeah,
how
I'm the
it's all-
guy. I'm the guy on Jeopardy with negative 20,000.
No, you'll be able to play Final Jeopardy, Eric. Don't worry about it. That's always the saddest part. Where it's like, and Rebecca, you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy.
Rebecca, it's a it's a study hall for you. Put your head down on your desk.
Rebecca, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I'm trying to remember though. Do they make those fuckers just stand there, or can they
No,
leave?
no, they're gone. Their
It's
podium
dark.
is empty.
There's a darkened booth for them. The Fallen.
Chris has 28 points. Eric has 18. Eric has 10. And you know what? We're gonna come back here.
Wait. You said Eric twice. Which
did I-
one has 18?
Eric
Well,
has 4 million points. No,
You
Chris
said
has 28.
You said 18 for me and then 10 for me, so that's 28. So
You're
I'm
tied
neck
with-
and neck with Chris Cabot.
No, incorrect. Chris has 28. Andrew has 18, and Eric has 10.
Wow.
Come on.
Hey Andrew, you're finally legal.
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah.
dude.
I had a countdown clock for that.
Speaking of finally legal, I pulled up a picture of John Turteltaub. He looks like Ryan Johnson's older brother.
Okay, there you go.
But like you'd go over to play at Ryan Johnson's house and you'd be like, shh, quiet. My brother John Turteltaub's upstairs.
Oh my
and it's
God.
like really shitty like music coming from his room or something.
Oh
right,
yeah.
So only 2 this time. I'm not going to go through the rules. Everybody knows how this fucking game is played. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you buzz in correctly, you're out of the round.
Thought you
can
weren't
come in
going
and-
through the rules.
I know, but I wanted to do it real quick.
Okay.
I changed my mind.
He
Okay.
loves rules. This is just a fascist fantasy he's living through at this game.
Round 1 of 2.
Sure.
Game Master's Clue.
Excellent.
A live-action road movie where humans are not the stars. Celebrity voices keep this coherent, but their mouths aren't moving. Eric Siska.
Homeward Bound.
Yes, big 5 points
Boom.
for Eric
There you
Siska.
go.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
dude, I will give you, Eric Siska, a
Yes,
bonus,
sir.
1 bonus point if you can give me the what do you call it? The subtitle. It's Homeward Bound :
Ooh. When nature calls.
The Incredible Journey.
Yeah.
Dang.
There
There was a sequel, wasn't there?
Like Lost in San Francisco. Or
Hell
something.
yeah. Hell yeah, there was.
Wow,
Well,
yes,
I've
yes.
seen both of those movies like
Yes.
1,000 times.
so much so that when I saw, because I knew that there was a sequel, I was like, oh, is this the sequel? But it looks like the first one. Why is there a fucking subtitle? Subtitles for first movies are not the best scenarios. You know what I mean?
No,
It's,
it doesn't
it's
make
quite
sense.
confusing. It's
I
quite
want to
confusing.
say, am I remembering this right? I think Homeward Bound is a remake of a movie called The Incredible Journey. Is that right, Chris Cabin?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I have no idea.
I thought I could be totally making that up.
Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. I'm pulling it up. Yeah. So, anyways, so that's great, exciting. This is one of Don Amici's last movies, FYI. If you
Oh.
wanted to, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. So much so that he died, and then they replaced the fucking voice actor with someone else. And by the way, I was totally right. 1963's The Incredible Journey.
Oh, interesting.
Wow,
Well,
I see it's credited to the novel on IMDb.
oh,
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
So it does-
interesting.
It's not crediting the original film, but the novel.
Oh,
that
you know,
came before it.
I went to the absolutely useless movie connections page. And it's not featured on there. So don't worry about it.
There's been a lot of destruction on IMDb. The infrastructure's fallen apart faster than U.S. railroads.
Oh,
But I'll tell you one thing: the place that it has really gone downhill the most is the functionality of all the connections and everything. They have moved shit around. Listen, the first thing I want is the fucking follows or comes before
Yes.
up
yes.
top. The rest of the reference, I don't give a fuck if they
Yeah.
reference The Incredible Journey in an episode of Tiny Toons from 1992. I don't care. Why is that first?
Oh, there
It's
it is.
insane.
Remake of there. It's all the way down. It's all the way down. It's crazy.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
You know what
Horrible.
Pete Buttigieg? I mean, fix a lot of other stuff first, Mr. Buttigieg, but then get to the IMDb.
Maybe take a trip to Ohio. Maybe just quickly.
sure. But does that IMDb falls under transportation?
I think it does.
Well, I
I
think
guess
it's
that
like
makes sense.
infrastructure.
Right.
Well, dude,
Yeah.
it's the information superhighway.
It's true.
Infrastructure
That's-
week.
It's good. Ooh, we're carpooling on the information superhighway. Okay, here we go. Second and final round.
Mm.
Here we go. Game Master's Clue. A fish out of water comedy hit that features two high school losers trying to coast off the popularity of their special friend, who just so happens to be nominated for an Oscar this year. That's Eric Siska again.
Oh my goodness. Encino Man?
That's 10 big points
Wow.
for Eric Siska.
Wow.
There it is.
Look
Now
at
Eric
that.
is in second place and can stop complaining.
All I had to do was
Yeah,
go to a
right.
bar before the show. And I'm hitting 1,000 here.
Mm.
Loosey
That's
goosey.
Eat
awesome.
There you
shit,
go.
Chris.
No, I won't.
You know what? On the trivia, it says that, but all three stars, Pauly Shore, Sean Astin, and Brendan Fraser, would be open to a Disney Plus sequel. And yes, the answer is yes. I just want to see it. Just do whatever that is. Do whatever they
Yep.
want to do.
See if Sean Astin finally finished that pool.
Mhm.
What an idiot.
He makes his own pool in that movie. It's
Yeah.
so dumb.
Dumbass.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. I buried mom and dad there instead.
Yeah.
You know, it's a better use of the land is to just bury mom and dad and sis there, of course, and
mean,
the dog.
I can't imagine Link would live another 20 years. There's no fucking way in hell, whatever caveman disease that he had. I mean,
Yep,
unless
right.
they got him like really inoculated immediately after he was
Well,
revealed to
He
be a
would probably
caveman.
spread all kinds of diseases. New
absolutely.
diseases
Yeah,
would
that
emerge.
would work both ways. Absolutely. Maybe that's the sequel. Is like Link has accidentally decimated society because
Yeah.
of like some caveman stomach flu that
yeah,
he
he
had.
gave that girl like Brontosaurus STDs or something.
The fucking fungus between his toes was the thing that started Last of Us.
There it
Yes,
is.
Yeah,
That's what
total,
did it.
absolutely.
Oh man, so Three Ninjas. I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, I
Great
didn't like
time.
this as a kid. I don't like it now. Fuck this kid power shit.
I kind of agree. I
Ugh.
always hated the kid power. I always knew this was an inferior bastard child of Home Alone and the Karate Kid, and I'd rather watch both. You know what I mean?
That's
Yep.
true. That's
Those
true.
are prestige pictures
But-
you're talking about there.
to pay some compliments here. We're in the business of paying compliments these days.
That's right.
It moves along fast enough for me. I don't think it's good. It is dumb, which points to that.
Sure. I mean, that's the thing.
Dumb
Eric.
and fast, Chris. That's how I like it.
Well, that's why we all like it, I think. And I think what really, I watched this movie a couple times as a kid, and I definitely think it was the dumb, the surfer guy robbers, that
Yes,
whole sequence, that made me laugh a lot.
Okay.
As a kid, I can remember that making me laugh a lot. And like, honestly, I could say that for sure. This got me. I actually started taking martial arts not long
there you
after
go.
this.
Oh,
There you go.
And so it did inspire me a little bit. I can't say now rewatching it, I was shivering. It was real terror that went over me as watching it now. I gotta say, especially because it starts with us finding out that Rocky, the eldest brother, is a grammar Nazi.
Oh yeah.
He's like all over this kid trying to fucking say the right thing. It's just like, actually, no, it's this way. I'm like, it's fucking kids.
Well, this is why you don't have more than one little kid start a dumbass opening narration to your movie, because they're just fighting in the recording booth.
Yes,
I
of
know.
course.
And also, you don't need an opening narration either. I mean, like,
Nope.
you do get to see Grandpa train his child soldiers here.
Which is disturbing, right?
It is.
Dude, this grandpa man, if he'd lived long enough, I think he's trying to stop the steal. Definitely. He's training fucking militias in the backyard and stuff.
Rocky cult, you will be part of the Mujahideen.
You're not going to let them take it from us, are you, Rocky and Colt? I named you again.
Come on, Tum-Tum, we're going to Afghanistan.
If January 6th they had a bunch of ninjas running around, might color my depiction of that event.
A little better.
In a positive, more positive way. It's negative, of course, and it would still be negative. But if at least there was ninjas going around, I was like, well, so I guess
I love this movie because it's not like, this is like, obviously in Karate Kid, it's like, oh, Daniel, I'm going to teach you all this stuff, but you're going to do all this stuff from my house. It's like cute little thing
Yeah.
where we're learning both carpentry and karate. So, no, these kids are trained to kill. Like that is there is no two ways about it. It's like, no, go for the throat always.
Dude, he's teaching them the fucking like 7-point touch of death at the end of this movie or whatever's going on. Light up the, hit the lights or whatever, like the practice dummy thing. He's training these kids to kill. You're absolutely right.
But also, he is just setting up hell on earth for any woman who decides, or anybody who decides to partner with any of these kids, because he's waking them up with a feather to the nose. Light thing. So then in the future, Rocky and Tum-Tum, just something just passes their nostrils, like, well, who's that? What's that?
Oh yeah, dude! Like he's creating little like hair trigger people.
Right.
Not to mention all the smoke bombs and so on and so forth.
Oh god damn!
Like,
just wasting all of that like home spices on your little pepper bombs and whatnot.
It's an opening montage of like them being trained, etc., which ends in like you have to murder your old man. Like they have to fight him, which is kind of amazing.
Yes.
It's sort of like the opening of Enter the Ninja. This is like a big ninja graduation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, they go out of their fucking way to like address up front. Look, we have a Japanese grandfather. No one else in this fucking family has Japanese lineage whatsoever.
Dude, it's amazing.
And he's also played by a Chinese actor, so there you go.
That's true. And then there's a photo of the grandmother who was a white lady, and then the daughter is, I think, a Mexican-American actress?
Yeah, which is so insane. Like that's where you fucked. I mean, like you fucked up all over the place. Like, these kids are white as snow. I would rather they be Asian kids. That'd be great. Or even like kids with Asian heritage.
Sure.
But we're not doing that. But like you need to cast a woman. Pick someone with Asian heritage. It'd be fine.
But how about if we don't do that? How about if we decide to not do that and
guys,
not even be able to live up to the standards of sidekicks?
It's
That's very true.
It's 90 whatever, and they're like, I don't know. Here's a casting call for an ethnic actress. It doesn't have to be anything, just something not exactly,
I absolutely agree with this movie. Is so dumb that it's just like. It almost gets a pass because it's like it's like not even a cartoon level of competence here,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but if you were drawing a fucking cartoon, they'd probably draw an Asian woman to play the mom. By the way.
Almost certainly.
Just put that out there.
Yeah, they might
certainly.
actually draw it a little dicey too,
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, nobody. Look, we're never gonna win with Three Ninjas.
No.
All right, everybody loses.
The kids are about to land the death blow on Grandpa, but Grandpa does do the. It would be cruel if it was like Enter the Ninja, where he gets decapitated, but it's like a fake decapitation thing.
Yes, and they all freak the fuck out. Like they think it's all just a gentle training thing, and he does some incredible ninja theatrics, and they're like screaming.
Holy shit, we fucking killed Grandpa!
And then, dude, he really lets it go. Like he lets them wait like overnight thinking they've decapitated this man, and they're like sitting at the house like arguing about if they're going to call the cops or whatever.
Totally, yeah.
And it just turns into a really awesome like single location horror movie.
He cackles like a demonic trickster when he's like up at the thing, like it's ha ha ha, Grandpa got you.
Yes. Now the grandfather uses a smoke bomb to get away from his grandson's amazing ninja advances.
Yes.
And he's got this great line that's like an ember in time of next time try attacking in a non-smoking section.
Oh, there you go.
Boy,
That's the good
woof.
stuff.
Wow,
right
that
there.
was like that joke, by the early aughts, that was gone, right? Like the smoking sections on restaurants, airplanes,
like
et cetera.
1999. So that joke had 7 years of life on VHS before it was completely irrelevant. Absolutely.
It is so weird. I remember being in a McDonald's and some lady just smoking next to my table, and my dad being ma'am, could you not?
Totally, man. Like you're already at McDonald's. Do you need to be smoking in here too?
Oh man, yeah, having a Big Mac and smoking, boy,
Yes.
you're like, just get me to the grave.
I mean, one of my
Drive me there
earliest-
express.
One of my earliest memories is going to Europe with my family on the airplane, and there was a smoking section.
It's insane.
It was like
That's
just a cloud
really
of smoke
wild.
in one area of the plane. It was
It's the 1990s, so of course we see them all training with all the Ninja Turtle weapons. You get staffs, you get your swords,
You got a
get
size.
you get
Absolutely.
the size, of course, and of course you can. these kids are MacGyvers with nunchucks.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can just
Dude.
make them out of anything you fucking got.
That one part towards the end of this movie, I was screaming at the TV. It's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever seen. Also, the grandpa's got another dumb line here. Oh, well, we are, Eric, you mentioned he's dodging their ninja advances.
Oh yeah.
They are hucking ninja stars full speed at this old man, which is crazy.
Dude, it's
That's
up to him.
awesome.
It's up to him if he's
That's the
up on
thing.
his skills.
But think about that. Wouldn't it
He's
be
playing for
amazing?
keeps.
You guys had grandparents probably.
yes.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were just it was just totally fine just to throw fucking weapons at them or knives or ninja stars. Wouldn't that
I
be
think it's-
wonderful for you?
I think it's only this grandpa and the grandpa from the Lost Boys you could probably get away with
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, my grandfather did let me stick him with a switchblade on my birthday.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah,
See,
that
it
was nice.
opposite
you know?
for me. They were allowed to beat me, but I couldn't
Oh.
beat them back.
Oh,
Chris
that's
was
not
like,
nice.
here's this little pocket knife. Could we play Royal Tenenbaum and Pagoda again?
This is when, and I mean, like later, the dad is supposed to be this gaijin asshole, right? Later on the film, he's a
This
real
guy,
fucking.
he
but-
is a fucking asshole. He's
Piece
so
of shit.
disconnected from his parents. I mean, he's so disconnected from his
He's working
kids.
the Snyder case for the
Fuck
FBI.
him.
Excuse me.
But,
But
his kids come back after summer at this weird cabin, and he's just like, yeah. What are you? I don't know. I'm leaving. Bye.
I-
Well, 'cause that's the thing. They come back with new names. I'd be like, "Yo, Grandpa, I went to the trouble of naming these kids not 6 to 8 years ago. It's still sticking. Fuck off."
It's like, I mean, like, it's not like you actually, I mean, I guess the kids are going to make you call them those names, but
Yeah.
like, also, like, you could just still call them. I mean, you have some authority here. You're
Yeah,
part of
it's
the
true.
FBI.
And why don't you act like a fucking adult, with
Please,
his dad?
well, and also, I have to say, all the events, you say he's working for the FBI and he's working hard. This entire, what transpires in this film is a black eye for the Bureau.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
They cannot excuse this away. This would get a lot of people fired. I think Sam Sr. is one of them.
This
Well, I think
guy's
that's-
getting demoted.
I think that's why
absolutely.
at the end of this movie, why he's like, "You know what? You do my job for me. I'm taking my kids out for pizza." Like, because you know what,
He's
dude, if you
fired,
fuck up
yeah.
and work that badly anyway, you
Yep.
might as well just enjoy the pizza.
So we
Look, we're
mentioned-
gonna go home and have a nice pizza night with my family, and then you all can come tomorrow with your no-knock warrant and destroy my house.
All right, you know what? And I'm gonna have sex with my wife for the first time in 6 years. Yes, sir. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to Pizza Hut with my family. I'm gonna have sex with my wife one last time. I'm gonna shoot myself in the head by dawn. Okay.
Absolutely.
By the way,
But
we mentioned the
Yeah.
renaming. We should mention the names, the new names of these kids.
Yes.
Samuel becomes Rocky
Mm.
because he's strong and dependable like a
Yep.
stone.
Mhm.
Yes,
Then the other one, I don't remember the name, is now named Colt.
that's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, yeah, he becomes cult because he's got a huge cock.
And free
No,
Well, you don't know.
I know. I'm glad I don't.
Grandpa knows though. He's washing them and shit. So maybe he took
No,
a
he's
peek.
like fast as a horse or something like that.
You will be named Colt because of what is swinging between your legs.
No, yeah, I think it's Steve's right. It's because like he can't be tamed like a bucking
Yeah,
bronco.
yeah,
he's
sure.
like the Raphael.
right.
Well,
And
I-
then the last one is Tum-Tum because he eats garbage.
all the time, like nonstop.
I would be if I'm Tum-Tum, and he's really cool with it. He's like the youngest one, and he's the most annoying of the three for sure. But he's like, "Oh, that's fun." I'd be pissed. I'm like, Rocky, Colt, I'm fat ass. Like, no, dude, I gotta be
Well,
like, I
yeah,
have to
be
be like, you know, I don't know.
fat ass.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ghost or something. Call me
I
Ghost.
will call you cheddar ass.
Oh, we'll call you pre-diabetes. Like, no,
I mean,
dude,
it's
don't
fucking
do
bullshit. It's fucking bullshit because one, I mean, this is a little bit of stolen valor from this actor here. You want to have a Tum-Tum character?
Yeah.
Get a fucking fat kid. They're out there.
Well, that's true.
trust
Of
me.
course.
It's
That's
the
true.
United States of America. There's fat kids
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
you
Sam-
can find one.
Sammo Hung was a star in China.
That's
You know,
true.
come on, you can make the fat kid be a fucking star.
That's true. Sammo Hung was incredible. Fat
Amazing.
Diamond, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. Speaking of these kids, the second movie they recast two of the kids.
Oh, is that right?
They
Oh,
recast Rocky and
Tum-Tum.
Tum-Tum. And no, Colt is in all
Colt
three.
stayed?
Colt's in the
stayed.
first three, and then the third movie, all three kids are back. It's
Yeah.
really strange.
Very strange.
It's really strange.
Wow.
Contract negotiations fell through with Rocky. And
I mean, wait a
Tum-Tum.
second. All three kids are back in that fourth movie. What are they? Fucking
Third one.
17 through
The
15?
third one. The fourth movie is three brand new kids. So it goes three ninjas,
Yeah.
which has these three kids. Three ninjas kick back, where Colt only returns, and then three ninjas knuckle up,
Yep.
which is where all three kids come back.
All the
oh.
parents and Victor Wong come back for the second one as well. They go,
Got it.
of course, following the Karate Kid plan. They go to Japan.
Ooh,
No.
I think we got to do all three of these because in Knuckle Up,
Yes,
you've
we
got
do.
Charles Napier in there and Vincent Chiavelli as the mayor.
Oh, they're
Ooh.
not going to be standing for these shenanigans.
Not
Well,
at
you
all.
know, that fourth one, dude, High Noon at Mega Mountain, they go to a theme park to
Yes.
save their hero, played by Hulk Hogan, and the villain is fucking what's-her-face, Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's
Nice.
something.
Oh boy.
Yeah, nice indeed.
We can do that. So we get to then we go quickly from this naming thing. We get to Sam, the dad. He is in negotiations with what is it?
Snyder.
Snyder.
Give it
Mr.
up, Snyder.
Mr. Snyder. And I gotta tell, if you didn't know this, if you didn't find out, like, you should find out very early on that this guy, this Snyder, doesn't know shit about shit.
Yep, I
Because
know where you're going.
this is the most Italian Saudi guy I have ever seen in my life. He's like, hello there. And he's got the, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the head.
It's like some sort of headscarf here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's just like a chic of some
Chic,
kind.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the piece is called.
Yeah.
But like he just has a mustache, and I'm like, did they talk about this before that he looks like this? At
Well,
all?
yeah.
Like that you look like you're from Jersey? Like I don't understand.
It's a guy with a
what's going on
fake
here.
mustache and maybe a little brown face walking in there saying, I would like to buy a missile.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the word we were looking for, by the way, is kufia,
Okay.
Kafia.
possibly, according to the internet here.
Apologies for their ignorance. I knew that, of course. But
Of course, of course.
for the rest of these guys, I apologize to our...
You just kept quiet because out of respect.
But he's like, yeah,
Yes, of
oh,
course,
hey,
Chris.
oh, I'm a terrorist or something. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, give me your weapon, right? I look like Ernest P. Worrell in brown face. Yeah.
And this guy's like, right, well, this Snyder's like, oh, I can't believe I'm meeting with the head of this terrorist organization. How excellent.
Hickory dickory dock, I'm gonna arrest you on the dock.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Also, I mean, Jesus Christ, Snyder. Like, he gets this briefcase and they open it up and it's like, oh, well, everything appears to be in order here. Now it's time to exchange the missile or whatever. And it's a big, stick 'em up. Come on, Snyder, blah, 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 blah. And at one point, like, I mean, these ninjas start laying waste to the FBI agents.
yes.
And Snyder kind of like fucks off into this one room. He eventually gets his hands on the briefcase. And like, after the top, like, we're just talking the top bills.
Yeah.
It's all blank paper. Like,
Well,
if he opened that initially and the wind blew the right way, he would have been able to see that originally right in the handoff.
Snyder's a moron for even thinking that money would be good if it's given to you by the FBI. Even if it was real, they'd have all the serial numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the least of your concerns. You're just trying not to get life in prison right now.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Well, but like the FBI seems to have dedicated a lot of time and and expenditures to this mission, and they get outwitted by the dropping in of a couple ninjas on top of them. They have guns, by the way.
yes,
It's
yes.
just-
They sure do. They
And
sure do have
and
guns.
they're like, no. It would be unfair to do that. Even though these are criminals of the highest sort who want to kill your kids eventually. No. Don't shoot them. That would be unfair.
Snyder like gets to the rooftop and it's a great like there's nowhere to go, Snyder, and he pulls a Chief Wiggum auditioning for the B Sharps as Dr. Doolittle. He's just like, this bird's gotta fly. Like he
Yes.
totally goes to like jump or whatever. And pretty cool stunt here, I have to say.
Yeah.
Like the copter comes up,
Ninja
Snyder
copter.
gets on it, and Ninja Copter,
Yes.
exactly. And this dude flies off. You see the stuntman like, holding on, like we're actually doing the stunt. Pretty cool shit.
Yes, and there's ninjas flying the helicopter.
Yeah,
It's pretty
great.
Look at that. That's
It's
all that
good.
it takes to impress me, by the way.
Yeah.
You dress enough guys like ninjas in your movie, and I'm like, yes.
I was surprised by how violent this movie was. Like,
Yeah.
like pretty violent.
Did you
all
read
through.
this thing in the IMDb Tribune trivia about how the
Yes.
studio found it too violent, so they cut stuff out?
Yes.
I
Well,
would
not
like
only
to
did
see the the unrated version, right?
Oh, yeah, Tum-Tum cuts a guy's throat. It's just
Oh, yeah.
like,
Tum-Tum gives some guy a Colombian neck tie and then puts a jelly bean on his tongue.
The surfer robber from summer school, he
Yes.
gets fucking gutted at some
Yep.
point. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Well, the other thing that they did that's really fucking dumb, and it's one of the things I totally hate about this movie, is because they can't cut out all the violence. So yeah, I'm sure they like trimmed where they could, but they also added sound effects. So like they're kicking people and it's like doink, boing, 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 wow, wow,
See,
wow.
I like the sound effects. What I can't stand is this score.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
well, here's the thing. You know what? You want to make a movie less violent. We have fans that are really good at all sorts of editing devices. Could somebody add some funny sound effects to Paul Dano getting the shit kicked out of him in Prisoners? Could that happen?
Oh,
Just like
totally, dude.
boing, fucking Hugh Jackman going at it with a hammer.
Oh, absolutely, dude. It's like you fucking smash his face against the sink and it's like,
Exactly.
I mean,
and then like Hugh Jackman's like putting his face in the toilet and flushing it, and it's like,
mother of God.
That's how you get a PG rating for Prisoners.
yep, that's exactly right, dude.
I want to underline what Eric said about the score. It is like the music to a video game about a fat kid who has to eat his way through a factory of evil candy.
Yeah. And it keeps
Wow,
repeating.
you really thought about that.
That was exactly what I was thinking about. It's like and then we'll get to the farting score, which is very specific.
So Grandpa gives him some ninja rules, and he's like, "Look, don't be it's your traditional shit. Don't be cocky. Don't fucking use your ninja powers for evil." But what he does add in here is love and trust, and you
Yeah.
can be one if we all just love each other and fucking whatever.
So this guy Snyder comes back and he goes back to his he's got like some, I don't even know, fancy hideout. He's got a number 2 who's like the numbers guy.
Brown.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
Brown.
This dude sucks.
And Brown
this was
is the-
supposed to be funny, and it's not.
Right. And remember, Brown is the uncle of the lead surfer kidnapper.
and you're supposed to be like, and I would be like, hey, the feds are onto us. We got to leave the country. Like that's the answer. But he's like, no, it's that damn lead agent Douglas. If only, I don't know, I know his grandfather. Like, what are we talking about? He's gonna he's gonna talk this guy out of prosecuting him. Like,
It is so loose. Yes, I know the father-in-law of this FBI agent. This father-in-law of this FBI agent trained me in the ninja arts, and sometimes I guess has some criminal background. We don't investigate too far.
I mean, it's a common trope with these movies. I mean, especially American ones, where like when it's any martial arts movie where the first the star pupil ends up being your biggest nemesis.
yes,
Right.
of course.
Darth Vader, dude.
Well, there you go. Of course,
But it's just so insane that it's like there is this one connection. Like, yes, the villain of the movie was trained by the pseudo hero. I mean, okay, fine, that's one thing. But then also the magic connection that this FBI agent is his son-in-law, and the fucking 3 ninjas are the kidnap bait. Like, that's just way too much. You can't have the FBI guy in this kind of movie who's trying to take down the high up in society guy also be the dad of the kids. That's such
You're
a
right.
stupid connection.
And you don't need it either because Sam Douglas, the FBI agent, is barely a character. He could just be Sam Douglas, FBI agent, not related to the kids.
And
Yeah,
also,
you don't
I guess
need to have him in the movie, even.
That's true. Have him get shot, please.
Yeah, please.
Here's something. Once you're in the FBI computer, buddy, you gotta leave. It doesn't matter who. If you kill the lead agent or whatever, everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows what your shit is. You've got to leave.
Well, I'm sorry, Snyder. Like, I thought you were a real movie villain. In these kinds of movies, the real movie villain, he would get on a fucking private jet and go somewhere, this fucking dumb plan of kidnapping. I mean, whatever. It's film.
First he just he's going to go talk to his old buddy and tell him, hey, take the heat off or else I'm going to maybe kidnap your kids and then or kill him, and then once he's dead, no one will be able to protect the honor of your daughter. So we're throwing sexual violence into the mix.
Yes, that is an absolute threat. That is a huge threat right there.
Over a chain of martial arts schools.
Well, that's the other thing. Thank you. That's the other thing, because keep in mind, part of this, so the FBI is coming down on this dude, and the heat is really ramping up, and he's got this plan to fucking take out the son-in-law FBI guy, or get to the son-in-law FBI guy by getting to this grandfather and the kids. Fine. When he goes to the house, though, and it's like all these fucking ninjas descend on Grandpa's house.
Sure.
And he's got all sorts of fucking crazy 2018 Laurie Strode fucking security traps and whatnot. Part of the conversation is like, all right, I won't hurt your grandchildren and I won't fucking kidnap your daughter or whatever. If you come teach at the martial arts schools, and the grandpa's like, I teach ninja, not murderers. And this dude is just like, well, get your son-in-law off my back. And I was like, which is it, man? The heat from the FBI, or you're trying to fucking attract this dude to come teach at the dojo?
Well, the dojo also will train all of his henchmen, right?
Yes.
So that's...
Then they'd be invincible once they have this training.
So that's so it's like
is so good. Look at Tum-Tum.
I mean, get the guy who is also the father-in-law of the FBI agent, and like get him to train the army, so the then army trained by this guy can go up against the FBI. This is a fucking terrible plan.
And very smart idea.
Part of the backstory, not only were they friends, but apparently they invested in a slew of martial arts schools where there was some. And that he backed out once he found out what was going on there. In
Cobra Kai, he bankrolled Cobra Kai.
And then this guy says that he made millions off of these martial arts academies. I don't think so. I just do not. I don't think anyone's made millions from any number of martial arts academies.
I just needed to know. Well, I think probably a few people have, but I need to see, like, that means that all these like henchmen that Snyder has are like straight out of high school.
Yep.
Like, and I really think you need to highlight that, how like young and stupid they are, because they're all of course like done by like 22-year-old professional like martial arts artists doing all this.
Well,
stuff. I assume at least
you could have had a scene with the California surfer kidnapper guys being kicked out of this martial arts school or something like that.
There you go.
Make the grade, you know.
Well, what's funny to me is that Snyder says, "I will rip your heart out unless you teach my guys and help me build more studios." And then his response to that is, you know what? Introducing a light-up dummy. That's going to be how we really sharpen your skills to take care of an army of ninjas.
It'll come up. It'll be important at the end of the movie.
I know.
It's kind of amazing that first onslaught when, it's just all the kids versus these ninjas immediately are ready to kill these kids. They have swords, and they're just trying to jab these tiny little kids. And I'm sorry, and this is an overall note for the whole movie. There is no way a fucking 8-year-old kid could punch me out. I will tell you, get me any 8-year-old kid. I'll be caught right on the chin, kid. Come on, let's see what's going to happen.
But what if they were trained?
Trained to do what?
to break boards and do.
You ever seen kids doing that?
Eating.
I mean, come on. You ever seen
candies?
kids doing that, dude? You ever walk by a fucking karate dojo and you see the kids in there having a lesson?
I mean,
I don't give a flying fuck how many
embarrassing.
belts. No. Listen. Okay, I don't give a fuck how many belts your kid has.
Well,
if they're going up against a grown adult.
I like this. This is a good challenge. Maybe we could do something where we get children to fight us. What do you think?
I mean, the thing is, once and this happens, I counted them, by the way, 4 nut shots in this movie, which
that seems low. That seems low.
Maybe I missed a few.
Wow.
But
what if they nut shot
that would be their
you?
move. Yeah, that's the thing. Is the
Would
nut
you
shot's
feel?
the first.
But you're saying your nuts are too tough. You wouldn't feel it.
No,
if you're wearing jeans,
if you're wearing jeans,
even if a kid is brutalizing your nuts, you wouldn't feel it.
Look, here's the thing. It's what you get one, dude. You get one. All right, you fucking hit me in the nuts. Great. I'll pick you up over my head and throw you off a bridge.
I will say this. That this does make a case for what Snyder's talking about, because these fucking ninjas are being beaten by begonias, like just like flower pots flying in their heads and like being knocked, like, and of course we get the doink and such noises.
Sure do.
But like Of course, I said it's a black eye for the Bureau. It's a black eye for this business as well.
Oh, for sure. This is a Mickey Mouse operation, dude.
Terrible.
If these little kids could school all of your dudes, and then they, like, this is the next scene, yes, where Grandpa introduces a new dummy, and he's like, hey, listen, don't do this in school when, you want to beat up a bully. But when you're really in trouble, these are the pressure points that how to kill a man. Like, FYI.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the light up dummy
and
is.
then we'll learn how to make C4 with orange juice concentrate.
And Tum-Tum, you will drive the truck into the Oklahoma City municipal
Exactly.
building.
My brother Bill got killed doing this move. Bum, bum, bum.
There's a crazy after the dummy thing, the grandpa's like driving them back to their house.
Mhm.
And what is with this fucking song that they're singing? This is a thing. If you're getting a fucking Disney Plus Three Ninjas show together, leave this fucking song
This is
out
what
of it.
Dylan and Eric were singing on the way to fucking Columbine, dude. This is not a cool song.
It's like a parody of On Top of Old Smoky, I believe.
Yes.
And the end of it is, I shot my poor teacher
Wow.
with a 44 slug.
Yeah, like they're
it's on
Johnny
top-
Cash.
It's on top of Old Smoky, all covered in blood, by
Okay.
the way.
That's all.
There it
Wow.
is.
That's, you know what?
Like-
It's creative.
My jaw hit the fucking
creative.
floor, dude. I was just like, my lord, that lyric.
Well,
No,
that's the thing is-
that shouldn't be sung in any place but Folsom Prison. I think that's the only place for such a place.
You get
Such
that's,
words.
That's why the dad has to be like, I don't care that your dad is Asian, sweetheart. It's not about that. I'm not being an asshole. I know you're Mexican American for no reason, but I know. But it's because he's training our children to kill. Is what he's trying to do.
Did you hear the song that they came home singing? Did you hear it?
So is he? Well, I guess that's the thing we're not seeing. Is Grandpa is clearly teaching them firearms as well.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
The other side of this is that he's clearly taking them out deer hunting too.
It's so fucked. It's
But the
so
thing is,
fucked up.
you know
This
what?
little militia that he's building.
He's just bonding with his grandsons. I see nothing wrong with this. This is, this is heritage, not hate. Anyway,
Sure.
but there's a line when he brings the kids back to the suburbia, which is terrifying. It looks like the Poltergeist neighborhood or something.
It definitely
right?
does look like the Poltergeist neighborhood. Good call.
He brings the kids back, and the mom has the audacity to say, "Oh, you think like being a ninja's tough? Try being a mom." And it's like, he was fucking feeding them and raising them all fucking summer, and you're saying try being a mom. You've had a break for months.
Yeah, you've had daytime TV every day for the last fucking. I mean,
No,
I don't know.
It's mom power, dude. It's mom power and kid power. It's disgusting.
What we are kind of piecing together here, and nobody's really coming out and saying it.
Mhm.
I think this mother was fucking maybe having some sort of an affair this summer because look, the kids
Oh.
are gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? They're
100%.
becoming little domestic terrorists with
Mhm.
grandpa. And this dad is working this fucking Snyder case for the FBI. I don't know. I think the cable's broken.
You know what? You know what, Andrew? You might be onto something here because the dad is a little jittery when we first meet
Yep.
him.
Yep.
And you know what he says? He points to Colt specifically. And he's like, Jeffrey, you remember to kiss your mother. You remember
Yes. Oh,
she
yeah.
needs to feel loved, okay? She needs to feel loved now by this family, okay?
This kid just fucking responds to his father. He goes, "It's Colt."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And his father,
that's
he's out to lunch. He's not satisfying his wife. He's not satisfying his children.
Not
This
at all.
guy is a waste of space. I'm
I
sorry.
have
sir.
never. These are young kids. These are like 6, 8, and 10, or whatever the number's supposed to be.
Mhm.
They're
They're
young-
real fucking Irish triplets, dude. Don't worry about
They're
it.
really young kids. I have never seen less fanfare after spending 2 months away from your children. They're like, oh, hey, man, you fucking, breakfast is in the goddamn fridge. Enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
no, it's
look.
really weird.
Steve, you grew up in a house with a lot of kids, just like I
Mhm.
did, right? I could always see, the look on my parents' face after we would, like if an aunt and uncle would take us away on vacation or something, just take these 3 monsters
Yes.
away for like a long weekend, 5 days. That look of like, all right, here, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
I
yes.
totally understand the lack of
Back
fanfare.
in the saddle again.
totally.
It's like, I mean, like the Simpsons Camp Krusty episode. I mean, just like,
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, I mean, it is incredible to me. Like so the only thing that stops them from singing the Charlie Manson preschool rhyme they've got there is that they start making fun of Rocky because he has a girlfriend, quote
Oh
unquote,
my God.
Emily. Emily, who has the actress, I forgot her name. She has like done the best out of everybody.
Kate Sargeant.
She's like been like she writes for TV and like produces and directs now, like for television. She worked her way up apparently.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
cool
she
story.
started out being a child babe here.
Yes, I guess so.
It's always creepy, the child babe idea.
Yes.
Yep.
Is it real physical attraction or is it just Rocky loves Emily?
Rocky loves Emily.
Emily.
Stop it.
Rocky loves
Please.
Emily. Rocky
Please.
loves Emily.
Guys, I really look.
What?
I really hated this movie.
We're
And
teasing
what
Rocky.
you're doing right there is kind of one of the things I hated the most. You know
Of course.
why? Because the movie, it's one of these
'Cause you're
awful
jealous
things
of Rocky
where
and Emily.
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, she is a babe, dude.
She's a child babe, yeah. And he's
You
he's
fucking
also
perverts.
a child babe. He's a child hunk.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry,
Indeed he
Andrew,
is.
please continue.
You know what? No. No. You're not going to get the
You
rest
don't
of my
like the
thought. How
child
about that?
hunk and the
No, he doesn't. It doesn't
you don't
seem
like the
he
song
does.
about the child hunk or
I just hate when movies think that a thing that they've written is really funny and they put it in a lot and it's not only is it not funny, it's fucking exacerbated every single time they bring it up. I think it's awful.
Well,
it's not funny.
We'll only
It's
do it
not
one
fun.
more time, I promise. We find out here. We find out about the unseen Colonel Farouk.
Yes.
That's just some random character. And then, of course, we get the trailer line. Brown is talking to Snyder, and he's like, "Get your nephews, your stupid idiot nephews, to do this crime for us. I need to kidnap the kids." Or, as he puts it, "I want those kids."
Yeah.
This Snyder's all over the dial with this fucking performance. But the Colonel Farouk is going to be the guy that's going to buy the missiles for real.
Yes.
Oh,
It'd be great if it was just another FBI agent. Like,
Damn it.
We have several investigations going on here. You know, a couple agents are on this.
So these assassins, such as they are three surfer dudes, which gets confusing because I realized I also mix this movie up a lot with surf ninjas, which is also a thing I hate.
Mm-hmm.
But these are surfer dudes in Three Ninjas, not the same exact
No.
thing. One of these dudes is the fella, like we mentioned, from summer school who starts helping out the pregnant girl. He was also on Jag for 1,000 years.
Oh, really?
It was like it was Richard Dean Anderson, right? Or was he Jag? No. What the fuck was his name? Was
I forget his name.
David? Anyway, Jag, the lady, and then this. He was like the third guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was the third
He's
guy
like a
on
fat
Jag.
colonel now, right? That's kind of his acting. He went from chubby surfer to fat colonel, right?
Yes, exactly, Eric.
But we meet these guys and they're fucking robbing a liquor store in old Detroit. Like, this is like a very different movie. These three guys are in for a minute.
Yep.
Like, cause they're like, like they're trying to soften it with the surferness, but they pull out real guns and they're pulling it to the shopkeepers. We'll fucking blow your brains out.
That's It is. You
great.
know what? That's a real fucking Batman thing, right? I feel like that is a thing that happens to liquor store owners in Gotham City, where it's like,
Sure.
"Oh yeah, we're just dumbasses. Where are all the potato chips, man? Also, we're gonna cut your fucking tongue out, brother." Because they
It's
do kind
inevitable.
of turn on a dime, and it's really terrifying.
It's true. They do mention get those radical salsas, not the green one.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Spicoli after school when he fails out. This is what happens.
That's right.
These
turn into
guys
this.
are doing the Spicoli hardcore.
Pretty blatantly, I would say.
Oh no, he used a silent alarm. We've got to cut his throat.
I told you not to push the button.
Oh, cool, nice family. Guess we'll have to visit him and kill him later.
His
Oh.
esophagus is tubular.
Radical.
That dude is Patrick Labyorteaux is his name. 208 episodes of Jag, by the way.
Oh man!
Wow.
Oh, he's got a
Yeah,
very
he's-
nice house. That
Mhm.
man right there.
Bud
And
on
it was
Jag.
worth it. It must have been worth it to be named Fester in this movie. And
Oh,
that's like it's Hammer, Marcus, and Fester, the fucking Three Stooges. One thing I have to report from the sequel. they go full Three Stooges on this. It's a different
Nice.
trio, but it's like full on Three Stooges at that point. Like
that
literally
makes
like
sense.
pulling each other's nose and stuff like
Because
that.
we're almost getting there with these guys.
Yes,
We
it's
are.
coming close, but they go full in the next one.
But yeah,
Wonderful.
The guy's uncle calls him. He's like, "Hey, we want you to kidnap these kids. Like, you want them killed or what? Because we'll do anything, man." It's like, no,
Dude,
just kidnap
there's a
them for
weird-
now.
there's kind of a weird joke here that I don't know. I think it kind of works where the Mr. Brown says that, like, I need you to kidnap, 3 kids. And the dude goes, can these be like any kids? And
Yes.
the guy's like, no, there are 3 very specific little boys.
And they go over there, and there's, of course, all these FBI agents are going to this dude's house for what? I don't know, like for food, I guess.
Maybe
Dinner, maybe there's a gangbang and the wife. I'm not sure how that
Hey.
worked.
Oh.
might be nice.
Just unclear. I'm unclear on it. Is what I'm saying.
If you want it, honey, I just want you to be happy. That's all, really, honey. That's all.
Because when these 3 idiots roll up to the house, the FBI, I think they're like dropping the dad off
Yes.
for the night or something like that. I don't know why it's like a tiny caravan or something. So we get a little glimpse into like the 3 ninjas' life at home, which, like, I don't know, pretty nice little Huey, Dewey, and Louie bedroom. They got a computer there. The one kid's playing Super Mario 3. Pretty cool.
Still, for an FBI agent and your kids all have to sleep in the same room.
Well, Chris, the movie addresses this later on when
it does.
when we get the renovation room that's all white that we end up
Of course.
fighting our Three Stooges in. I assume one of these would be for Rocky or Colt.
I see. I assume that is Office 2 for Sam.
Right.
I think that's. I think that
That's where he's going to put up all of his FBI documents and put twine in between them.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
no,
right.
actually-
That's his red yarn room. That's what he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
call it.
No, this is actually it is going to be my office, but actually, Rocky, you're old enough to know this. You see this mirror here? It's a 2-way mirror into our bedroom. So when Mom is cucking me, I don't even need to be in the room anymore, buddy. I could be in this room enjoying myself.
Let me tell you, I got Gene Hackman coming here.
Oh man!
He's going to take your mother for a real ride.
Dude, I watched that movie
So
when we were on
good.
tour. It was a total like hotel TV.
Mhm.
I hadn't seen it before, and I was like, "Oh, I'll watch like the first few minutes of this
No.
and then go to bed." I watched that movie
course.
in its entirety,
course.
front to back on fucking television.
It's a wild
incredible.
ride. It's
Incredible.
a wild ride.
So yeah, like the FBI shows up, so their whole thing is botched right here. I will say the 3 idiots in the van being like, "What are we gonna do now? Oh, you want to go get a Slurpee?" I was like, it's kind of been a while since I've had a 7-Eleven Slurpee. Maybe I'd like one of those.
They have a van that their van says "Die Yuppie Scum" on the front of it, which
I like
Yeah.
it.
you know what?
I-
You want your kidnapping vehicle to be the most identifiable.
Yeah, the one that's definitely getting pulled over, like
Yeah.
for
Right.
sure. Like
can't-
you just see that once, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take these guys for $50.
I know the Diapi Scum is like kind of a cool, like whatever, but it feels like these guys are part of a dangerous cult, doesn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
bit.
Like,
Well, these guys.
Charlie says we got to kidnap these 3 kids. Oh,
Yeah, I could see them
no.
hanging out with like the Mandy crew,
Exactly.
Or like, they're coming back to check on the kids the next morning, like while they're going to school or something. Like they sleep outside, and I think like they decided to stay in the cul-de-sac and sleep in the van because the day before at their fucking surfer pad, Gary Busey and Keanu Reeves fucking busted in
Yeah.
and shot all their roommates.
I was gonna say Victor Wong is about to light up an acid cigarette and fucking take them all out with Austin Butler.
I think that they're like the fucking strangers. Oh no, next time will be easier.
Yep, totally. So they wake up the next morning. The kids are riding their bikes to school. These guys fucking like are trying to follow them, and they slam right into the back of a cop car.
Yeah.
Which,
Well,
like, do we see how they get out of this jam? Because I feel like
we don't.
this needs to be a thing where it's like, well, my uncle's Mr. Brown who works for Snyder.
Oh, and if Snyder owns the police,
Yeah, because otherwise it's just 3 stoners that like slammed into the back of this cop car in their big fucking stoner van.
yeah, I mean, I guess they just get a slap on the wrist or get a ticket or something for this infraction, but they crash because they're so distracted by how cool these young boys are riding their BMX bicycles.
Sure are.
Oh yeah,
man.
dude.
And they leave little Emily in the dust here.
All right, she doesn't go through the construction site where they do all the cool stunts, which distracts Fester behind the wheel.
That's right. That you're totally right. Yeah, they're going off jumps and whatnot, and yeah, he crashes into them. And then Emily doesn't go that way, and she runs into the bicycle bullies.
The bicycle bullies.
Yes.
These bullies are amazing. One of the bullies has the bully that actually played young Ice Cube in Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Is playing one of these bullies, and he has a prisoner of war missing in action hat on the entire time.
The one that looks like Dennis Leary at 13, he also shows up in the sequel as well. He also covers. So you so you get only one of the brothers, but you definitely get the bully back. For sure.
You can't have the lead bully be black. I'm sorry, folks. If he's stealing stuff and it's a white little kid movie about there's like a 3-second black friend that we have to try and even that out. Where it's like,
is there?
He's the one that's like, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger would beat Bruce Lee in a fight, and then Colt is like, no, he wouldn't, and then like that's it. Then he's gone, and then the only other black kid is a bully that steals stuff.
Well,
not fantastic.
But he's a sympathetic bully because he cares about our boys overseas. Number one. Number two.
No, that kid's crazy uncle gave him that hat, dude.
I know. It's indoctrination. See, it's grooming when I don't like the viewpoint, but when I groom my kids, it's good.
Steve, let me say one thing. They heard your complaints. The black kid is gone in the second movie. It's just the Dennis Leary kid.
Excellent.
But he was just stealing that bike because his sister needs one. So I think it's fine.
Sure, yeah. A fleet of bicycles for your sister.
It was mentioned.
The POW MIA thing is such a weird conspiracy theory that you would not have known was if you grew up. Like, I knew a dude that always wore that hat. And I was like, he just cares about Vietnam. Like, not really. You know what I mean?
It's some weird right-wing fantasy now that they've convinced every municipality across the country to fly that flag. I feel like every post office I've seen, I think even the White House flies that flag.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like it's a QAnon flag, practically.
Pretty much, yeah. You know, our boys are still in Vietnam and they're making wallets right now.
Yeah,
and we have to go over there and kill.
The important thing is the number, right? Am I remembering this right? Because the number is like tens of thousands of soldiers.
6 million.
They just died. Sorry, folks. Like I'm not making light of that.
It sucks.
They're dead.
Yeah,
they're not over there. You know what I mean? It's not.
Nobody's making wallets. All right. That's what kids are for.
In Vietnam, there's a pizza parlor, and what they are doing in the basement, that you should see.
But we're flying this at my fucking my post office. You know what I mean? It's insane.
You salute that flag.
So this is the basketball scene because
dude,
they steal her bike, and then we're back at school, and this kid is like, "Hey, I don't, whatever. I don't like you." They're playing 1-on-1, and he shoves him. He's like, "We're gonna play 2-on-2." And fucking Rocky, this little piece of shit, is like,
sucks.
Okay, we're gonna spot you 9 points.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
We'll spot you 9. What a little rat.
You know what? If you want to really brag, which you shouldn't, even though you're going to use your ninja powers for basketball, give him 3 points. The 9 seems excessive.
Yes.
And what is with the ninja powers that, like, we even see the grandfather do it at one point. Like it's a forced Jedi jump they're doing.
Yep, we're just magic. We're using magic powers, using ninja skills to play basketball.
Yes,
and it's fucking stupid. Yeah, they do like the tip off, and the kid goes flying into the air.
Well, I mean, it's all to have a no sound or just have like an electronic, like a hip hop beat in the background where someone says, "Oh yeah," once or twice, and that's about it.
Oh yeah,
for like 3 minutes.
Oh yeah. Just on fucking loop
by B&B Crap Factory. This fucking fake band.
I gotta tell you, give a nice nod to this kid playing the bully again.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, Craig, or like whatever his name is, right? You're the big bully in this scene, so you can act like a big movie villain. Because he's like, he's being like very animated, and he's like, "Well, punks, I see we've been collecting quite a few bikes today."
Yes.
He's even kind of doing like
Yeah.
tented fingers. Pretty funny.
They of course they're about to win, but they spotted them 9 fucking points, so they got 1 point off. Therefore, they win. Great.
Dumbasses.
This girl's not impressed, by the way. She is disgusted at the way that Rocky acts like such a fucking
Show off. She goes
show
showboat.
off. Yeah, showboat. Exactly.
Unlike,
yes.
unlike Tom Petty, he will back down. He will. He would absolutely do that shit. And like, that's the thing is, it looks like Rocky and Coulter are about to beat the shit out of the bullies until the coach like blows the whistle and finally, like, God damn it, get me a kid fight in here, at least
Yes,
one. Like,
I would
come
love
on.
it.
Just one. I know you probably cut it out because it was too violent already.
It's too
But
violent.
it's so-
He ripped his eyes out.
It's so awesome.
And he
You-
squished him on his toes.
Well, we already had a good one. If this is 92, Rocky 5 is already coming out, right? And there's a good little kid fight in that movie. Like,
That's
Yeah.
true.
learn from the best.
Well, but they're like Pringles. Once I pop, I can't stop. I need
That's true.
more kid fighting.
There's a second movie going on here where like the grandpa is like doing ninja skills, like practicing in the dead of night and like spying on them. And this is where we see he follows Snyder and goons and ninja army down to like the docks, and there's like a big boat, and it's
Yeah.
just a completely different
They're-
Pray for Death-esque movie that never quite comes, and I wanted it to.
Well, they're packing up the usual suspects boat.
Yes, they
ready-
really are.
Ready to get going. They probably have the witness in the belly
I've
already.
been on every room in this ship. There ain't no fucking cult, okay? But so whatever. This is when it's the second. Look, the kids are dejected. It's important we should say in this room that these parents are not even interested in. The mother. So the mother's like, "Hey, I gotta go meet your dad." I'm like, "Meet your dad for what? Like, could you feed us dinner? We're
She's- yeah,
9."
she's like not a character. She's seen in one scene throwing them bagged lunches,
Mhm.
Yes,
and that's
yeah.
it, really.
Yeah,
I think
thought-
it's like a date night or something, or
Yeah.
like the dad's got a work dinner or some shit.
Yeah, so she's like, "Well, I gotta go with your dad. I'll see you when I fucking see you. We got the babysitter here."
Tum-Tum has some fine wardrobe pieces in this entire film.
Oh yes,
But this Maniac Mechanic
Yep.
shirt really, really stuck out, I thought.
I
This
kind of
was-
want the Maniac Mechanic T-shirt.
It's kind of a winner, I gotta say. Of all, but the other, I gotta say, Cult's hoodie that looks like that design from those water cups, those blue
Yes,
and
yeah.
purple designs. That was not bad either.
You can make
Oh,
them
like the wax paper cup
Yes.
you'd get at the food court.
Yes,
up.
sir.
Mhm. You'd
Yeah,
be working a
that-
fucking co-op in Brooklyn for that, my friend. No problemo.
Absolutely, dude. You're on a fucking raw vegetable diet if you're wearing that fucking thing these days.
And here we get this babysitter who, by the way, this older lady that's the babysitter, John Turteltaub's aunt portraying
Oh.
this character.
Ooh, Auntie Turteltaub.
Another,
yeah,
you got
interesting.
yourself another turtle top there.
2 Turteltaubs.
That's Tina Turteltaub.
2 Turteltaubs. Well, one, I did want to point out, because it's made in the period, of course. This is a real Skinamarink house.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If the lights fucking went out in here,
Dark
and
energy.
we lost our faces and whatnot, like, yeah, Skinamarink house, big time.
Mhm.
The thing about this I almost said grandmother, but the babysitter, who is an old lady, they are definitely doing like the fucking, I think it's like Tum-Tum answers the door and it's like womp 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 womp, fucking like tuba shit. Like, isn't this lady so
sounds.
disgusting? Look at that womp womp womp, womp.
I love it.
And now to find out that's the director's aunt, dude, that's
Yeah.
fucking
Yes.
low.
Pretty bad.
It's crazy.
they-
She's gonna have problems. She's
they-
gonna talk to him at Christmas.
they have this. He has Rocky has this private phone to his girlfriend's house,
This
there, which
is
I don't
insane.
understand how this works. Even
It
I mean,
doesn't.
right.
It's
I
a
know this is
fucking
actually
tin can phone.
Where and I think it was an earlier scene where we're introduced to this can phone. Yes, that I guess it's a line into the neighboring house. There was a reprisal briefly of Rocky loves Emily. Rocky,
Rocky
loves,
loves
Emily.
And-
Rocky loves Emily.
and Rocky Rocky, embarrassed by this, tells Emily that, "Oh yeah, no, sorry about that, honey. My brothers are R-worded.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
get him out of there. Drop one of
yep.
those.
And nobody fucking blinks in that bedroom. It's
Nope.
kind of weird.
No, it's just thrown
Kind
out
of
there.
weird. Oh, the other thing is, so the dad is at the house, by the way, because like one of the kids is in the office with him, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Dad, is this the case file you're working on? For that Snyder guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." "Oh, what does Snyder look like?" And he's like, "Oh, there's a picture of him in that folder." I'd be like, "Kid, get out of here. This is an open investigation. You can't be looking at stuff,"
Yeah.
because what happens
He looks
is
like
he
the
opens
back
the
of-
folder.
He looks like the back of my hand.
He opens the folder, and then here's a picture of fucking Snyder, some other dude, and Grandpa. And I think that this is where, like, part of this movie is they think that Grandpa might be fucking crooked and out to get them, which is real dumb.
Is Grandpa a criminal? And also, why is Dad on this case? Isn't he like too close to the people involved?
Yeah, totally.
To be clear, Colt is convinced very quickly.
Yes,
He's
ready
the
to-
first one in. He's just Grandpa. It goes from Grandpa to Grandpa.
He would execute him.
Yeah.
Sight,
He
would.
Sight
Oh, yeah,
scene
yeah.
right there. Boom.
We'll
Take
have
his
to
head
fight
right
him to
off.
the death, and he thinks he could do it. He thinks he could take it.
Oh yeah, maybe. Just maybe, kid.
And because he's a fucking 8-year-old boy, the grown man would kill him in 2 seconds.
So
You never know. They break things. They
There's
break
a-
wood sometimes. Children.
Sometimes.
there's a pizza that is delivered, but the robbers get it and pretend to be pizza guys.
I love this.
And this turns into, for like only 3 seconds, it turns into a Clockwork Orange. These
Yep.
like
Yes.
braying monsters with the pizza in this old lady's face,
shoves it
shoving
in her face, dude, and
Yes.
throws her ass in a closet.
They might as well beat her with a dildo, man.
A little bit of the ultra violence.
Yes. They're all packing heat. They all have guns.
It's great.
Dude, and then like they come in and it's like, "Oh, should we go get those kids at this B&E that we're in the middle of?" And they're like, "No, let's have some pizza first." And this guy's like, "First we feast, then we felony." And
Dude.
I'm like, "So you know what you're getting into here.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
you understand the repercussions."
folks
Yeah,
at
man,
home,
a pizza pie.
When you were planning to kidnap children, folks at home, important to know, just get it done. Eat at the
Yes,
eat
exactly.
later. Eat later, dude. Put
The
them in your van and then eat later.
And a pizza is famously good when it's cold, so you're
Yes.
fine.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You're totally fine.
But you need, you're going to need some carbohydrates for this is hard work you're about to do. You have to fight these kids and then you need something to burn.
That's
That's true.
I don't know what they've been eating all day. Maybe it's just been junk food.
and this is obviously our Home Alone moment. However, it's because these guys are notably carrying guns. It's a totally different movie because
Yes.
Yep.
this is when Colt goes. He sees the burglars like, okay, guys. Good news, bad news. Good news is the pizza guy totally creamed our babysitter with the pizza. They're like, excellent. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? Second,
that. Yeah, cool. High five. Dinner was ruined.
lady. And then it's like, but bad news. They're carrying guns, and then they start like freaking out, like, "Oh my god! Do we call the cops?" Like, and it's like, what are we
Excellent that the old lady got assaulted. Oh shit, we might be shot to death. Aw.
Rocky is freaking out for a minute, but to be clear, Colt is the sociopath is clear right about. He's like, what if we did it? What if we killed them? What if we
Yep.
fucking took these guys
Yes.
out?
Yeah.
Just us, rather, and show our fucking dad who was worried that you guys were becoming too violent.
Yes.
What I'm going to do
Yeah.
is I'm going to wrangle these 3 armed men.
Because
Yes.
the whole thing is, if we can do this, we will show Dad that Grandpa's ninja training, which Dad says he wants to cancel, can continue.
Because
Yes.
you're being indoctrinated. They have new names all of a sudden. That's not okay.
It's really fucked up, man. You know, I was watching this yesterday, and Chelsea and I are in the middle of watching that Sarah Lawrence sex cult documentary.
I see.
Lots of parallels. Lots of parallels. Not a 1-to-1. Don't get it twisted now. But lots of parallels, okay?
I am generally of the mind, if you are an FBI agent, call your kids whatever the fuck they like and just fucking get over it. But I will say, I have a bone to pick with Mori Tanaka as well with Sam. I'm with Sam on this one thing. I would, when you're teaching them all the battle, techniques and all that stuff, I would also teach them when a gun falls, pick it up. pick up the gun and take it away from the bad guys who have the gun on you.
Yes.
Rather than just kind of kick it back to them a few times.
They this is when they're like, all right, let's go full Home Alone with this nonsense. And they they have phase 1, phase 2. Speaking of skidamarink, the kid Colt, like, he knows he's gonna go in the white painting room, so he paints his mask white. This is chilling to look at.
Yes.
This is
we're
scary
like
stuff.
Also,
we're doing some ghostly chameleon shit.
yes,
Yeah.
to hide better in the renovation room, which is all white with white tarps everywhere.
Yes.
But your grandfather painted that to represent you, Colts. What are you
Yes.
doing?
What he has to.
He would
You know what-
understand. Grandpa would understand.
What Tum-Tum has to do is make a diarrhea concoction.
Oh, Jesus.
Some type
One of
of-
these
Yeah.
it's like there's a laxative. There's some line about
Oh,
like,
it's
remember when
great.
you couldn't shit last summer?
Yeah.
There's this expired
I
laxative.
do remember that.
I want the prequel of him not being able to shit last summer.
Yeah, I know you didn't shit last summer. Coming soon to theaters.
Oh.
I still know that you did shit that summer.
Yeah. And then it could be
A
like a
sequel.
guy in a raincoat with X-Lax.
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
We're also
Yes.
doing because it is like super Home Alone. We are putting fucking oil all over the floor.
Sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, the dynamic between these brothers is really the Ninja Turtles minus Donatello.
Mhm. Yeah.
You got your Leonardo, you got your Michael, and you got your Raphael, and you got your Splinter, I suppose, with Maury. But like, yeah, they just take these guys for like. I kind of, I watching this again now, like the whole scene in the X room, I didn't like. I kind of was like yawning. I kind of was more entertained by the shitting. I'll be honest.
Oh, shit is
course.
very
Yeah,
entertaining. You know what entertained me, Chris, is how Fester here is trying to attract these kids to come out of hiding by doing kissy sounds like they're a cat.
Yes, very
Come on,
smart.
kids.
Interesting technique, I gotta say.
Yeah.
There is a great delivery when because one of the kids like sets them up to like stand on the other side of the oil and they're gonna
Yeah.
pounce on them, and I think it's Fester goes, "Come here, you little idiot." It's a really good like hard idiot, which I
So
do appreciate.
Rocky almost chokes that man to death pretty quickly when he gets out.
Oh, they're hanging him.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah,
hanging
yeah,
him.
with the ties. While Tum-Tum is creating all kinds of concoctions down in the kitchen. He's got pepper bombs going on, and of course he does have the diarrhea cup, as Eric tweeted about earlier. It is a cup of soda that has been a bunch of X-Lax in it, and like the way they get these two like to actually drink, the two criminals that aren't the summer school guy,
Marcus and
Drink-
Hammer. Yeah.
and Marcus and Hammer, thank you. They like Tum-Tum just goes in and is like, "Oh, this is so delicious. Whoa, don't you want some of this? I'm your mortal enemy. Don't you want to fall for this, you fucking idiot?"
Here's the thing, dude, and it is a failure of like what was going on in like the 80s and 90s, right? Like we were just drinking soda.
Yeah,
Sure.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, I know that life.
like drinking soda to like actually quench a thirst. Like I have very specific memories of like coming into the house as a kid and being like, wow, it's so hot outside. Better to drink this ice cold soda.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on here because these guys are like tired from running around chasing these kids everywhere, getting their ass kicked and whatnot. They're like, oh, give me that. I'm so thirsty. And they're just chugging soda.
People
And
didn't drink water until the Obama administration.
It's true.
We've got to stop the soda pipeline.
Oh, I just realized he's also, no, I drank the water in Flint and it's fine. So, goodbye.
Very tasty.
Oh, we have a soda pipes expert here. This is Dr. Pepper.
And his assistant, Mr. Pibb.
Oh, that's my.
Hi.
And I believe there's a Russian expert. Is your name Serge, sir? Is that your name, Serge?
Hello. I can make you go crazy.
Yep, that's Sergei
Yeah.
Serginsky.
Yeah, soda. There's a sadistic line when they start hanging this dude with the ties where the kid just goes, enjoy the ride. And it's like, ah, 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 ah.
It's so fucking wild. And like So they choke this dude. They give these other dudes diarrhea, and then like something. Kids are hiding in the other room. Like, well, how are we gonna get the kids? I know. And they like they call up. They find the phone. They call Emily. Emily comes over. They have a gun to Emily's head.
Yes.
Again, stakes are fairly high.
Good move, by the way. I thought
Yes.
this was ingenious of our would-be kidnappers here. Is get that girl in the mix. A little,
Yes.
another, little bargaining chip, if you will.
Also, using the gun you have.
Yes.
That is also, I think, a good thing.
They have the gun, and it's Rocky and Colt. They're about to karate these guys. Like, no, we'll fucking blow her fucking brains out. They're like, all right, dude. All right, cool. Nobody wants to see anybody die tonight, man. Nobody wants to. They raise their hands. Tum-Tum is ready to take Emily's life in his hands. Like,
Yes.
I mean, like you. And again, you want your grandfather to teach you something. When someone's got a gun on someone else, don't. Let's be hostages for a little while. You know what I mean? Let's be hostages for a little bit.
Can we back up 2 seconds?
Sure, please.
Because this Emily is kind of the dumbest girl in the world.
Sure.
Because the way that they get her to come over is this dude Fester and the 2 other cackling jackals with him. Use the can phone to call her like in the middle of the night, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, Emily, it's me, Rocky. Why don't you come over here?" And I get it, like you're talking through a can, so maybe the reception.
Yeah,
isn't
and Rocky's
fantastic.
dumb too, so yeah.
But like this, it sounds like a grown man, little girl. Don't go over to someone's house.
Well,
in the
maybe
middle of the
listen.
night.
Maybe she thinks Rocky's like balls finally dropped,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like,
Oh.
"Hey, baby, come on over."
Yeah. We're on the express highway
Oh,
now.
sure. That could be. Also, by the question, I think it's a very important question here. What the hell time is it? Because
Yeah, it's a great
we
question.
got
9
the
o'clock.
pizza coming, and the parents went to the work thing, but then the mom is like, "You go to bed. You boys go to bed." But then they're up doing homework, and then this little girl is dead asleep when they call over there. Like, I don't know what time this is supposed to be.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, I'm gonna guess an 11 or so, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, sure.
They're getting pizza delivered at 11 o'clock
All
at
right.
night.
9:30,
Yeah,
and she's a baby that needs sleep.
And well, her parents care about her, so she actually has a bedtime, and people are like making sure she's fed and cared for.
Wait, hold on a second, Steve. These children receiving ninja training in the in the countryside. People care for them.
Yeah,
That's true.
Grandpa does.
I know all sorts of things I can do with fertilizer now.
This is when Emily tries to drink the soda, and he's like, "Dude, it's the diarrhea cup."
Oh yeah, well, because I think
Hilarious.
we sort of like skipped through it, but the reason why this girl isn't assassinated is because of the shitting.
Yes.
And it's like, I gotta take a major dump, dude.
Oh man, Sam and his wife are gonna come home. I think yes. Number one, of course, you are really, really upset that your kids are gone. But number 2, you are upset that your entire house smells and is full of shit.
Right.
Because not only is he on the toilet, like Hammer specifically is shitting in the toilet and seems to be still doing it when he is knocked over by Tum-Tum. Yeah, and I think that's going everywhere. I think
you're right. This is actually this is like against the Geneva Convention to fight men while they're shitting.
Yes.
Because we get a plunger.
You're totally right.
Plunger in the face on one of these guys.
Oh, and I mean, look, this is a laxative shit, okay?
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
Loose.
it's coming fucking fast and furious.
That's awesome.
your house is looking like the Deepwater Horizon. It's just everywhere, and you're sinking in it as well.
Dude, and then you're in county lockup with fucking like lax diarrhea. You and your friends are like trying to share the same toilet at this point.
Oh yeah,
it's not good.
Just awful. There is a hilarious thing too, like they find the old lady in the closet or whatever, and she's like totally traumatized and like can't speak, which is really funny. And then of course this kid's gonna be like, "Hey, old lady, you better not have eaten all the pizza."
Eat shit, old lady. God damn, these kids they're downright evil, you know.
They are. And then what's great is like, I guess Mr. Brown realizes his nephew's a total idiot because the real villains show up and just kidnap these kids in 2 seconds.
And then Fester's like, "Hey, uncle, can I get paid?"
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Mr. Brown
You
and
know-
Toru Tanaka, who's named Rushmore in the movie for.
Well,
Yes,
he's a big old
that's
dude.
right.
I guess
Yeah,
is
I
the
guess
idea.
so.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had a false memory that these surfer stoners were in the movie longer, but that's the end of them.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's weird that they're not in the rest. You need to watch them get arrested or something because they're in so much of the middle of the movie.
Right.
You know
You
what I
could-
mean? Like,
Yep.
You have so many ninjas on the boat. They're all faceless, nameless. You could have thrown one or two of these guys in at the very end.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's funny is because this whole sequence is structured so much like Home Alone, and in Home Alone, like this part is the end of the movie.
yes.
That I'm watching this yesterday. I totally forgot about all the Snyder stuff and Grandpa and all of that, and I was like, all right, they foiled the kidnappers. Here comes the cops. Like the movie's
Yes.
totally over with.
Nope.
Nope, we're talking like 26 minutes. After.
Well, this is when they get. This is when they're on the Usual Suspects boat.
Right.
Yes, these
I'm telling you, it's Maury Tanaka.
these kids they're isolated. This is our moment of loss for the children. Like, how are we going to get out of this one? We'd get some nice war game / MacGyvering of the phone.
Oh yeah, we're doing some phone jacking. There also is a really great thing where like the mother, like all the cops are at the house, the FBI's there, and Emily tries to go up to like tell the mom what's going on. And she's like, Mrs. Douglas, and this woman just turns around like, go the fuck home, Emily. And then like she's got to be like, no, Snyder took the boys. It's like this little girl knows who Snyder
And then
is.
the-
What are you
And
talking
then the
about?
police like take their guns out and target the grandfather who's dressed as a ninja.
Yes.
Oh,
They
in
almost
the-
shoot him in
yeah.
the street.
In
They
the middle
almost
of the
shoot him in the street.
Oh no, that's my father-in-law.
Yeah, emerging from the shadows in the fog. That's my father-in-law.
I'm telling you, this ninja was protected from up on high by the Prince of Darkness.
One ninja star, one pair of nunchucks.
It is kind of sad that like they really did this old man dirty with this ninja costume because
He looks
it
terrible.
makes him look really it looks like he wrapped himself up in his own bed sheets, which
Yes.
in turn makes him just look like a crazy old man.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And because he got the wacky eyes anyway, like he's always doing the wow. He looks like a lunatic. And I guess
he's got like the Popeye squint
Yes,
with
exactly.
one eye.
But like, so this is like a moment that matters in the movie where like he goes up to his son-in-law who he famously hates and is like, listen, I know where they are and I can get him out without, and it's like, just bring our boys back, okay? It's like, no, we'll use the FBI actually.
I can't believe that this dude folds so hard
Of
because he says to this old man, listen, Grandpa, I want to send 100 FBI
Yeah.
agents to go get my kids back. And the grandfather's like, no, let me do ninja stuff.
Well, I guess like his marriage is hanging on by a thread, and that's what the wife wants, kind of a scenario.
There is
Also-
that awkward scene. There's a cutaway to the parents in a car, like driving somewhere at one point, and they are having a fight over
Yes.
like because the dad. It's really weird because the dad's like, "Well, look, honey, I don't think they shouldn't be doing it because it's Asian. I
Yes.
just don't want them fighting." or
Yeah.
something. And you're just like, "What? This is definitely not the first time you've had this fight."
God damn it, Jessica. They should be learning how to shoot people, not kick them. That is the way we want them to be raised.
And if you hate your father-in-law, yeah. You go ahead. You take down the
Uh-huh.
arms dealer.
Yes.
Well,
please.
the FBI will come
Yeah, you're right.
later. We'll go later.
But so then, this is great because they're all locked up in a room, all of our three ninjas, and Colt's like, Grandpa totally sold us out. He wants us dead, man.
Yeah. Well,
He
they walk
wants
through
us
the
dead.
compound and they see the ninjas training, and one of them goes, "Look familiar." And then I think Colt again's like, "Oh, Grandpa, I can't believe you trained. This is like Grandpa's moves. This is Grandpa's ninja stuff that Snyder's goons are learning.
Yeah, and this is where it's like not only dun was Grandpa friends with Snyder, he also taught him everything he
Yep.
knows.
Mhm.
Which we need that prequel series or movie.
Yes.
I want to see Grandpa and Snyder when they were thick as thieves, dude, right? Like ripping off old ladies, ninja fighting everyone.
Snyder
Several
and
Eiffel
Tanaka.
Tower evenings.
Oh, for sure.
Just Grandpa and
I
Snyder.
mean, listen, he wasn't
banging.
he wasn't an old man his entire life, dude. He's lived a life. He's Eiffel Towered before.
Hold on a second. We know that Grandma is a white lady. Perhaps Snyder got in there and made these. The offspring.
You got Snyder.
The daughter is Snyder's daughter.
It makes honestly though, Eiffel Tower with the dimensions would be all mixed up because the kid, the grandfather's so short, the other Snyder's so tall.
But Ninja did.
Yeah.
Well, all right. It was more like you want to do, hey, Grandpa, you want to do like a Leaning Tower of Pisa with me?
Got it.
Uh-huh. Sounds fun.
So a little more uneven there.
Yeah.
As long as you're in on the game.
Oh Lord.
But so then this is when there happens to be a phone in this room for no good reason. That makes sense, right?
That's kind of funny. Yeah, they call. It's like they call and pretend that like the kids got out or something.
Yeah.
Or no, it's like, call back because we're testing this because they want the phone to ring so this guy comes into the cell to answer the phone in the jail
They
cell.
called the ninja operator who's running the telephones within the ship.
Like this switchboard operator dressed as a ninja
And
on
he
the boat.
assumes the guard had called him because why would the kids use the phone? And he calls back to test it, which triggers the guard to come into the room because the kids go, "Hey, it's for you." And then, of course, these are 3 babies, so they can easily destroy this ninja. And,
They beat the shit out of him.
They are hiding in crates at one point, and they are busting out like fucking vampires attacking these guys.
Oh yeah, I mean they're they're genuine demonic, and it is all fights from here on out.
pretty much.
all just fights.
we are rushing to the end of the movie.
Just
We
like
are.
Let's motor.
And
Yeah,
then
they do the MacGyver one where they make the fucking pipe
Nunchucks.
nunchucks. And,
Dude, the pipe nunchucks, I have to say, this is, I said I was going to touch on it.
Sure.
This kid, Incredible Hulks a pipe off a wall and breaks it into 3 different pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Nice.
this is the scene that has lost American children the most teeth. I guarantee you. Because like people are, the kids are just like nunchucks were always a bad idea, and like that's why in latter seasons of even the Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo doesn't have nunchucks anymore because kids were
Really?
just busting their faces with them. Of course they would.
yeah.
Yeah. So like this is like, oh cool, it's not even nunchucks, it's a pipe. So why don't you swing this pipe around, little kid, to play 3 ninjas? Oh, you don't have front teeth anymore. Got it.
Yeah, they're gone. Rocky, I will say, even Rocky seems a little nervous about having these things in his hand.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
kinda like,
totally.
okay, here we go. All
Oh
right.
my God, Colt, he's not breathing.
Well, we're gonna have to recast him. No, we'll have to recast him.
The fucking wildest part of this is like because it's all fights, but it's also very video game stagey because we do get to like the mid-level boss here, I'll call it. Like it's this guy that's got all the face paint on, and he's got the sword, he's licking the sword like la 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 la.
Oh yeah, and
Just this like weird. So they're like kind of freaked out by him at first, but then like they just scald his face with a steam pipe, and that's the end of that.
A man who is about to kill children with face paint on is deeply embarrassed by someone seeing his boxer drawers.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's very interesting.
Well,
It's so wild that fucking Colt goes at this dude with a sword. I'm like,
Oh,
what
yeah,
am
he
I
slices
watching?
Slicing up that shirt, dude. Yeah.
I mean, he's just the shirt. I mean, because Colt is so good. With this. No, I feel like this guy would be fucking shredded cheese, dude.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
They definitely have a showdown in a hallway, like John Connor staring at Terminator by the Pepsi machine. Like they see Grandpa like in the hallway, and it's like, no, he's crooked. He's gonna fucking kill us, man. No. And then like the Grandpa throws the star, and it's like, this is it. But he actually straight up kills a dude behind these kids. This star goes into this dude's chest and he falls down dead. That's a body count, my friend.
Yes.
There's really no way around that one. That dude is murdered in front of children.
And not unlike the actual end of Ninja Turtles, the movie, instead of the turtles fighting the big bad, here comes their master
Yep.
to fight him. And this fight takes a while, too.
So this is Grandpa versus Snyder now?
Yeah, sure.
There was a brief interlude where Brown shows up and Grandpa like knocks down one of his ninjas, and he's got such great ninja skill, right? This Grandpa, that it knocks down all 3 ninjas at once. And then Brown, confused about this commotion, turns around and walks into like a pole.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's very funny.
There is a moment
It is very
where
funny.
like when Colt is gonna like murder Grandpa, but then he realizes they're on the same side. Like, of course he is. He's your
Yeah.
fucking grandpa, you idiot.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally, dude.
So yes, now we got Snyder versus Grandpa, the main event. This is what you all been waiting for.
It's like the end. Sorry, it's like the end of 28 Days Later. Colt is running at him with a machete, and then he realizes that he's still okay. Like, come on, come on.
Right, yeah. And they take Emily, and it's like, I promised them women.
It is important to point out the boys also take out that Rushmore guy right before this.
Oh, right,
The
yes.
grandpa does the like hit the lights, boys, and they're just kicking this dude in all these pressure points. I don't know, like his heart explodes or something.
Yeah.
Go for the balls.
Yeah, the guy, I think it's Rushmore. I just wrote down the line. He goes like they're about to fight him, and he goes, "Come on, my little pets."
Oh, yeah,
Rushmore.
I mean, you know, luckily he's taken down.
But
and
creative cutting here, whenever they hit him in like the nuts or the heart in like that right ventricle or whatever Grandpa taught them to kill with,
Yeah.
you get a cut of the dummies lights lighting up real quick.
yeah,
It's not bad. I thought that was a pretty cool move here. Yeah,
Yeah, you
let's
gotta do
rock
something.
this chump. Yeah, you know
And
what,
they
dude?
do.
You got to do something.
They do rock the chump.
yeah.
The chump
The
gets
chump
rocked.
is
let's
rocked.
rock these nuts.
If you won't train my already trained men, this is basically Snyder's thing here. I'll kill your family. Like he's like, I want you to train my men. Like, I don't know, Snyder. Looks like you did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
They're
I don't know.
ninjas.
They're being taken out by children.
Right, they could take down. They could take down
that's
the,
true.
They could take down the FBI, but they can't take down 10-year-olds.
Can't do it. Just can't bring the mustard.
So now we got Snyder versus Grandpa. Some swords are drawn, but
yeah.
Snyder fights a little dirty. But that is the art of the ninja, isn't it? So there's
Yeah, a little bit.
there's a pepper bomb that goes off in Grandpa's face.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
he gets
that's
totally
fighting
iced.
dirty. That's
I-
fighting dirty.
Yeah, it's fighting dirty to the point where the kids in the rafters are like, "Leave him alone! Stop it! Stop it! Leave him
Dude,
alone!"
No, this is what you wanted. You wanted to be in the big boy fight. This is the big boy fight. Your grandfather gets beaten to death in front of you. That's what happened.
He gets. It would be so great if he was beaten to fucking death in front of these kids.
I thought it was gonna happen, man. Snyder literally goes, "Say goodbye to Grandpa, boys."
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, Grandpa really goes down here, and it's fucking great. But I guess I'm sure he's actually hurt from the devastating ninja blows of one Snyder. But he also has a trick up his sleeve, a little trick from Tum-Tum, a bunch of jelly beans. Let's shove this in Snyder's mouth and make him choke on it.
Just
Ooh.
choking on candy, dude. And I don't know if we're trying to like give a little the more you know warning to kids here, like, hey, little fat Andrew Jupin, I see you watching this movie. How about fucking one Mike and Ike at a time, dude?
Earlier in
that?
the movie, the three bullies or whatever the hell you want to call them slip and slide on jelly beans as if they're marbles. Like that's
Yeah.
not how jelly beans work.
No, you squish them.
Yeah,
You squish them. They
that's-
squish. That's
some stale shit, dude. If that's the case,
exactly.
Damn.
Tum-Tum almost chokes on jelly beans as well.
Yeah.
He's eating them in bed, like
Right.
he's smoking in bed, kind
What
of.
a
Oh yeah, you're right, dude. That's a dangerous habit.
Tum-Tum is a disgusting shit boy. More
Easily.
than any of them, he's prime
He's-
shit boy.
Because the other two are like annoying little pretty boys.
Yes.
But
Right.
Tum-Tum is a disgusting shit.
He
boy.
also has the line, "Don't you just hate us?" And I'm like, I fucking do, Tum-Tum,
sure
I do.
He
Sure
knows it.
do. Bowl cut. I sure do.
So
He's also outed as a foot fetishist in the second one.
Oh, interesting.
wonderful.
yeah.
Did you watch these back to back today or something?
No, this just all stuck in my mind, Eric. This is all just
Oh,
tattooed in the
wow.
curl.
Well, did it stick in your mind that Grandpa beats Snyder, but Snyder grabs a gun,
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he gets shot by the FBI, which is pretty cool.
He
I
gets,
never lose. Never.
he gets shot in the shoulder, obviously. You know.
Sure.
But again, like it is such a it's an incredibly violent movie for kids. When you put this together, it's one thing when like Joe Pesci and whatever they're getting like hammers to the head, but it's always falling. It's never Macaulay hitting them. Do you know what I
No.
mean? Like
Sure. Yeah.
Macaulay never punches the
sets
wet
up-
bandit to the head.
He sets up the murder device, but he doesn't pull the trigger himself. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is sort of like a Hitler figure in that.
Yes.
Well, also the Karate Kid comparison, like De La Sade is always trying to fucking like he's weak. Like
Yes.
he has to learn to be stronger. These kids
Yeah.
are fucking pure fucking soldiers of death from the beginning.
Mhm.
And like you don't back off from that really, other than the fact that they are taken, Rushmore can pick them up and kidnap them.
John Kreese could take these kids apart, dude.
Oh,
I think
please.
you get John
Yep.
Kreese, that
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
disgruntled Vietnam veteran,
10
against these
minutes.
three ninjas.
Sure.
Yeah, he's wiping the floor.
But
with these
imagine
three
if they could
ninjas.
be turned.
I don't think John Kreese would appreciate the fucking attitude they have. You know what I mean? Too many
Mm.
one-liners. So they're like, it's like the everybody's safe scene at the end here, and the dad's like, "Oh yeah, you kids are great ninja warriors." And this one of them is like, "Dad, is it okay if we still see Grandpa?"
Well, sure, son.
I feel like if I was the dad, I just want to talk to you guys. That was never on the table. It was just the training I had an issue with. What do we?
Yep,
You could still see your. You were always going to be able to see your grandpa.
Oh,
It's not.
what's that? We're bringing him in for questioning. There might be charges pressed. Well, I can't promise anything, kids.
Well, when they were raiding Grandpa's compound to find you kids, they found some pretty questionable reading material.
Well,
so
not just that, they found
uh-oh.
out that he worked with Snyder, and he helped. Basically, he
Yeah.
trained Snyder, who trained this army. They're in the Rolodex together. I don't know. Grandpa's going away for a while. No matter what happens.
No, you're totally right, dude. I think the FBI is at least justified in questioning Grandpa.
Yes,
Like, did you have
yes.
anything to do with the fucking gun running, dude?
Yeah.
Uh,
What's going on? How deep are your ties, Grandpa?
I say press him. I say press him for a while.
Press him
Yep,
hard.
yep.
you don't
Press
know
him like a fucking suit, dude.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
you don't know how many cells Snyder had. Maybe this, you know what I mean? Like, and who does Snyder answer to? Grandpa can give you that information. You just
Yeah.
got to turn the screws on.
That's right.
Sweat him a touch.
Break a few fingernails,
Of course, this happens.
So it's like, all right, well, hey, Sam, there's a big development in the Snyder. We got all this fucking paperwork or whatever. And this father's like, well, you do it. I got a whole family of heroes I've got to take out for pizza. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I think you probably you shot somebody. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of paper. No one's like, you can take them in for pizza tomorrow. Like, I'd be like, hey, dude, are you quitting? Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yep.
Just quit. Like,
Colt is afraid of pizza now because of
Yeah.
the incident at the house. I'm sorry. We can't go out for pizza.
well, this grandpa dude, he like the joke at the end of the scene is the grandpa walks in front of the camera and goes, "Oh, I hate pizza." And I'm like, what are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, come on.
You just became the villain of the film.
And if all that wasn't enough, we get a reprisal with the little bullies from this earlier in the film.
The POW MIA hat fucking starting the scene. We are close in on that. I don't know what John Turteltaub's trying to say.
I don't
here.
get it, but we got. Well, this kid gets the shit beat out of him now.
They karate the fuck out of this kid.
I don't know. I think he's saying something very clear that this kid served.
yeah,
And that
I
he was-
see.
Clearly, he was taken.
Oh, what is he like? He's Kearney in The Simpsons. He's actually fucking 30 years old.
Yeah.
When they are beating the shit out of this kid too, with using all the karate and whatnot, we are definitely. It is like Batman the television show. There's a lot of like boom,
Yeah.
boink.
And
Yeah.
what music do we end on, Andrew?
Oh, it's literally a song where a guy is fucking just chanting "Kid Power" over and over again.
It's the same song from the basketball scene, but now it's being played to its full because that's how you. That is,
Yeah.
my friend, how you
Yep.
skin a cat. It's just like because we just have the oh yeah in the basketball
Yep.
scene, and it reprises here, and then it's like fight the power with the kid power kids
Power
kids
of the
power.
kids.
Yeah,
Kid
The
exactly.
power of the
Power.
kids. Yeah, that's man.
It
dude,
is
just fuck you.
Detestable. Yeah, this is a bad one.
I
I'll
would rather
agree.
them continue with the 44 Slug song they were singing. That sounded a little bit more imaginative.
Just we fade out on the kids getting the bikes back, and
Whew.
the little girl gets her bike back, and all is well
Mm.
in suburbia.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well done. And
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy. They made 3 more of these movies.
Sure
Do we get a number on how many were theatrically released? I got a feeling that 4th one might be.
I don't
At,
Direct
yeah.
to
at least the
video.
4th has to be video.
Yes.
Yeah. Second one, I think,
Yeah.
was definitely released in theaters, but I don't know about that third one.
Yeah, I mean, because this was like a surprise hit.
yes.
Yeah.
They actually thought it was just going to be garbage, and actually almost put it out just direct to video, and then they changed their mind. It was a huge hit. So that is Three Ninjas, John Turteltaub's Three Ninjas.
Turteltaub.
Go, John Turteltaub. Go around the horn here. Final thoughts and recommendations. Eric Siska.
Yes. Okay. So it's a light recommend for me. I know it's a dumb movie, but there's just something about like that early 90s pure dumb shit that kind of scratches a little bit of an itch for me. By the way, we didn't mention Victor Wong is the grandfather. Very good in Big Trouble in Little China, a very much superior film.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe watch that
totally.
instead. But dude, if you're hanging out with some people, some jazz cigarettes, Three Ninjas, why not?
There you go, dude. Chris Cabin.
I would say if you have kids, like if this is, I think probably kids would probably get a jolt out of this and find the dumb shit funny. It is weird that like not only do you got Victor, like Clifton Powell is the partner to Sam, the dad, and he's just there to say Sam, cut, and that's it. That's about it. And like Clifton
Who's that
Powell's
guy?
he's been in like 200. You know him for sure. He's been like I can't even name them all. Like they literally just go. He's like Nick Cage level.
I just
Eric
pulled it
Roberts
up.
level.
Yeah, he was in Ray. He was in Next Friday. He was in Rush Hour.
Yeah, he's in a ton of movies.
He's
wow, all right.
everywhere. But yeah, I guess I kind of have to make it a light recommend just because I did watch this a lot when I was a kid, but it didn't play very well this time for me. But I think if you have kids, they'll probably have fun with it.
What do you think, Steve?
It's not a recommend for me. I always despised this movie as a child, but I will say it played better for me than I thought. It's really quick. It's dirt stupid and surprisingly violent. So you can do worse if you're doing 90s kid power shit. And to Eric's point, couple jazz cigarettes, a couple of buddies, I could see this being an okay night. I can. It's still not a recommend, but I was surprised by how close I got to that level.
I guess the problem for me yesterday was I was just missing the buddies because I had the jazz cigarettes. And I just found this obnoxious. I was talking to my sister yesterday. She was reminding me of how much we did watch this movie. And maybe that has something to do with it. And Eric, as far as the, getting in that groove of 90s, skinamarink type stuff,
Yes, sir.
I love that vibe also. But I think I just find these three kids that obnoxious that I can't.
You know what? It's an absolutely valid opinion. I have no issue with that because I feel like I am dancing on that. It's a double-edged sword here. It's like I can get into the 90s-ness of it and how dumb it is, but at the same time, it's annoying as shit for sure.
And these are just like three dead-faced nobodies from a JCPenney catalog. Like it's just the absolute worst of kid acting. But you know what? Victor Wong, entertaining enough in it. Although debasing himself with that ninja costume. They should have done him a little better. I don't know why it's turquoise also.
Yes.
Like that's what makes it look even more like bed sheets, the poor bastard. Anyway, that is Three Ninjas, folks. If you want more We Hate Movies, of course, check out patreon.com/We Hate Movies, where this month we have a We Love Movies on the 90s comedy The Big Lebowski. You may have seen that one. Who did we have this month coming up for Gleep Glossary?
We
Eric?
talked about Count Dooku, and that was a lot of fun. You're going to want to check that out.
And we also have on Animation Damnation is an episode on gargoyles.
That's right. The John Rhys Davies playing Macbeth, who is like a gargoyle hunter who is doing a Sean Connery impression. So you could imagine we took it for a walk.
A Van Helsing for gargoyles.
Yes, that's right.
And on Melrose 210, we have we have an okay episode of Now 210, but we have an episode of Melrose Place called Collision Course. And boy,
a banger.
does it live up to the title.
If you know
My
Melrose
God.
Place,
Oh, yeah.
this is where Michael gets into a car accident. So we love it.
Yes.
You love to see it.
Absolutely.
You love to see this guy be miserable, man, and make everyone around him miserable. Also, in the month of February, we had the return of Once in a Lifetime, where we talked about the absolutely wild Sleepwalking in Suburbia.
Yes, which will eventually cross over with the Stalked by My Doctor series. And don't worry, folks, we've done episodes on all the ones before that. So you could catch up with Once in a Lifetime. We've had quite a few come out already, and it's a great little fun sideshow we do.
There you go. And on our YouTube channel, there's way more activity over there these days. YouTube.com/We Hate Movies. Every Monday at noon Eastern, we are doing On-Screen Live, where we are going over weekend box office numbers, talking about new trailers that come out, talking about stuff we've seen, like the abysmal fucking Quantumania, etc. So every Monday you can check those out, and the replay is there if you can't watch live. We keep them up. They're there all the time on youtube.com/We Hate Movies. So now on this feed, Steve, we're getting into some exciting territory next week. Is that right?
We are. We're going to be quite driven next week with Sylvester Stallone's race car movie from, I think it's 2001, I want to say.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because I saw it in
You are
theaters
correct.
working at the multiplex.
And
2001, yes.
Listener request month begins. That we did that
Yep.
whole drawing on our YouTube channel, so you can check that out. But you would know what all the titles are. But yes, we're starting with Driven. Sylvester Stallone's Driven.
For a movie that's about like sexy Formula One race cars, I remember this movie being exceedingly boring.
Yeah.
So we will see the start of Listener Request Month next week. Get ready for 4 weeks of us losing our mind, folks. So until then, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
What do you mean I'm boring? Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.